everybody, welcome to Bad Yogi Q&A Wednesday with me, Erin Motz, where I answer the questions that you guys send me via email and social media too. Okay, so I'm deciding to go casual this week. I got a bunch of kind of short questions from you guys on social media that I wanted to just go through. This week is a little bit different. I put out kind of a thing to you guys on social media, ask me questions for Q&A Wednesdays, submit what you want me to answer, blah, blah, blah. And I got a bunch of questions that are kind of short, and instead of just picking one and answering it for one Wednesday, I wanted to answer a bunch of them, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so first question, how do you keep in contact with friends, especially all the way in France? Kind of the same way I always did, via text. We Skype more often than I used to with them. Of course, we used to meet in person when I lived in Florida, but now we just have like Skype dates. So that's probably the thing I do most often. And text. Next question, does it matter if you point versus flex your feet? Sometimes I feel like I want to point. Totally doesn't matter. I don't think it matters for like the energy of the pose. As long as your feet aren't like super floppy all the time, I think pointing or flexing or combination of both, it works. Okay, next question. I love to do weight training, but also love to do yoga, and I want to do more of it. I don't want to overtrain, but currently I do 4 days of weightlifting, 2 days of yoga, and I want to add more yoga in. What is your suggestion? Here's the thing, I weight train often, and I always end my weight training with yoga. So even if it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's 20 minutes, I make sure that I incorporate that at the end of it no matter what. And honestly, sometimes it's a slower practice, and sometimes it's more rigorous to strengthen certain parts. So it just depends what I'm going for, but it can absolutely be done, and it's unlikely that you're gonna overtrain. The only thing I would kind of caution against is if you go super hard at the gym for like an hour, tone it down for your yoga practice. But typically I do like 40 minutes of intense exercise for the gym portion, and then when I come to my yoga practice, I usually do something kind of in between. So you can balance it, you just have to be cautious with overdoing it, and that's pretty easy to do. If you do something heavy on one side, do something light on the other. How do you balance a healthy diet with going out with friends, like late night drinking, fast food runs, etc.? For me, it kind of depends how worth it is at that time. Like if we go out and it's somebody's birthday or something, then I don't worry about it. I just have whatever is available there and I enjoy it. On the other hand, if I have been eating like crap all week and we go out and do something and I know that I'm not gonna feel good if I continue eating like crap, I just don't. For example, there's a bar here in Nice that, I think this is common actually, but there's a bar here that alongside their list of cocktails, they actually have like a green juice, like a detox green juice, where it's cucumber and mint and green apple and celery and all this stuff, and ginger, I think. And so we've totally had that while we've been out, so there's like people smoking all around you, but there's a green juice on the menu. So, I mean, I think just have no shame. If you want to eat clean when you're out with your friends, order what you want to order. Order the salad, order the water, get the sparkling Perrier instead of the gin and tonic, you know what I mean? Just own your own decisions. Don't worry about not being festive or not being in line with what everyone else is doing. Don't overthink it, just do it. What are some of the ways you cope when negative thoughts or negative situations arise? It is tough. There's no way around feeling kind of crappy when you're down on yourself. So some of the things that snap me back are writing it out. So I just do like a mind dump of how I feel and what I feel. I talk to people about it, the people that are closest to me. I don't keep it bottled in, that's the big thing. The second thing I do is usually we get negative because of maybe a problem or like a situation that's uncomfortable, this kind of thing. And in that case, I have started actually actively writing down or thinking out loud solutions to this problem. So whatever is getting me down, I brainstorm a few legitimate workable solutions to fixing my bad feeling about it. And the key with that is actually acting on those solutions. So not just being like, well, I guess I could change my schedule, or I guess I could just tell them how I feel. No, you can't just sit there and talk about it. You have to be like, okay, it will be uncomfortable, but I'm definitely going to kind of confront this person and let them know that that bothered me. So whatever the situation is, it doesn't matter. Brainstorm some solutions and then go fix it. Don't just let it simmer in your mind. Ooh, I like this one. How do you combat procrastination when you feel exhausted and don't want to do anything, but there are so many things on the to-do list? I run into this a lot, and it is tough, but I think there's a couple things that work here. The first thing that I will tell you, which is kind of hard to tell you, is that sometimes it is pure willpower. When there's like something you do not feel like doing, but it has to get done, you just have to power through. You just have to be like, I am getting this done no matter what. And for me, one of the things that helps is not giving myself an out. So basically what I do in these situations is I block out 1 hour of time, or whatever amount of time I need to get the thing done. And during this hour, it is heads down. I do not have permission to go to the bathroom. I don't have permission to get a snack. I don't have permission to do anything until the task at hand is complete. So I just kind of put blinders on and go into heads down, get it done mode. And then after that, I reward myself with something. I go do something fun, I take a break, I do whatever, and then I get back to it. But some things you just have to power through. There's not necessarily a lot of great feelings around doing some things that are on our to-do list, but they have to get done. So I also keep in mind that the discomfort with getting it done is temporary, and it'll be worth accomplishing it in the end. When is your wedding? Our wedding is in July, and I'll be sharing some stuff about that as we get a little closer, but for now, it's all under wraps. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up for today, but this was a rapid fire Q&A, and I really hope that you enjoyed that. As usual, let me know what your thoughts are on any of the questions I answered in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure you're signed up to my free list to get free yoga stuff, resources, tips, Q&As. I'll put that in the description below. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you guys right back here next week.